Hello, hello. Hi, Kenny. I have to do my face routine, so excuse me. Hello, Maj. So I saw the Gucci. Hi, Unloved. I'm just gonna say try hard, cause y'all know I be every time Tiff go live, we all come like rats. They get the lights flash on. I would hope that ain't the analogy you would think of. Like, I don't want to be associated with rats. I know like that. I know what you mean. So, did everybody enjoy Raw today? Were you standing? I thought Raw was pretty decent. It wasn't bad, and it wasn't great either. It just was decent. One thing I will say, I don't like the fact that Maria is a 24/7 champion. Like, that part I hate. I hate that part with a passion. Moment of Bliss was like watching two gossipy ass bitches sit up and talk about what happened in the cul-de-sac. Like, I don't like that. I didn't like that either, but it was cool. It set up what it needed to set up. But I was pretty much right in my assessment of what Raw was going to be like in terms of who won. The only person I misstepped was 24/7 championship. I didn't think Mike Kanellis was going to win it, nor would I ever think, that they would let Maria be champion. Girl. So I never would have thought that in a million years, but times change, things change. Babe, can you put this over there, please? So I don't spill it. Hospitalized for what? 2 days ago. She seemed to be just fine now that she 24/7 champion. Don't nobody want to touch her because she pregnant. I don't know who's going to win the next championship. Colin, tomorrow's your birthday. So, in case I forget, happy birthday. Just in case I forget, because I'm notorious for forgetting things. I'm going to post it in the stories too, just in case I forget when I get done with this. Right now, I'm trying to get this face together, child. Cause honey, have I watched Stranger Things? No. I'm gonna need Carmella to snatch that 24/7 title. Child. You're welcome, Colin. I didn't see how she did everything. I only got to saw like clips because the sling was acting like she ain't want to cooperate today. So I had to let go and let God today because sling didn't want to act right. Seth's fine. I've seen Seth get worse done to him and he'll be fine. I'm sure he gonna be hollering and screaming, Kenny. He's gonna have his opinion about it. When doesn't Seth get his ass whooped? I mean, so, what did y'all like most about Raw? I think the best part for me, I like the gauntlet match. The gauntlet match really was a good show. Like, that was a good part of the show. Of course you liked the ending. Of course you did. If BC Amplified wasn't a good YouTuber, he'd make good. Yeah, he would. He would. But you know, AJ Styles is mad. So he called everybody who's making bad comments about the WWE or making shows about the WWE. He says, oh, well, you know, you guys are armchair quarterbacks. And I'm like, well, somebody gotta be on the field. Shit. WWE damn sure ain't on the field. I liked the gauntlet match. I liked the tag team match. I just thought it was too long. The tag team match was just way too much. What kind of moisturizer I'm using? I'm not using the moisturizer. I put a serum on my face. This is a serum. No. I will never be a fan of Bad Baby. What is it? Silly. Realist wrestling YouTuber out there. Yeah. I like BC Amplified, but there's only so much of him I can take because he is so, like, super intense. And sometimes I agree with him, and sometimes I don't. What? Huh?
I have to readjust the pillow.
Well, you tapped me, babe.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's why I asked you. I said, what's wrong? I was going to have my brother in this live, but he's leaving at about 3 o'clock. Did you tell him you couldn't find the cord?
Yeah, I told him.
What did he say?
It's okay.
When Natty came out, that was cool. She took that bitch out. And she deserved that shit. So, I was with it. She was on her back. I was like, get that bitch. I didn't get to see the whole match with Bliss and Becky. I only got to see the end when she faked the injury or some shit like that. She did that the first time that they wrestled. Did you miss anything important? Unless you wanted to see Brock Lesnar, not really. I mean, the tag titles changed hands today. Other than that, no. You didn't really miss anything. She was doing bad, but she wasn't doing good either. So she was somewhere in the middle, a happy medium. Well, no probs. I'm sorry, y'all, but I had to put my face stuff on today. My face is really super dry. It's summertime, and I get oily really easily. So I have to do my face stuff. It's definitely going to be the OC versus Samoa Bloodline. You think so? I was thinking that too. I thought that they was going to find a way to get Roman into the mid-card situation some way, somehow. I wouldn't mind it. It'd be something different. And it would keep Roman occupied and out of Universal title contingency for a while. You know? Goodness me. Is there a fake cry and look like a dehydrated seal dying of constipation? I ain't never seen that before. I don't know what that look like, so I cannot attest to the realness of that comment. But I will say that's fucked up. I will say that. That is some bullshit. I don't think they will. Adding her to the match won't heighten it and won't make it better. But you know, I was in a group chat with Kenny, and she asked a question. She said, you know, she went to WWEshop.com, and when you click on the superstars, they have a certain set of superstars that are in the drop box that you see first, right? So her question was, were these the guys selling, you know, the highest selling merchandise? And my reply, hey Nicole, do I like Meg Thee Stallion? She's okay. My reply to Kenny was, I think some of them were. If I recall, Bliss is one of them. Roman is the highest selling one. He sells, oh, thank you. He sells the most merchandise right now, and he has been for a very long time. So, I bet they finna make Alexa be the next contender for Becky's championship. Well, what if Alexa? What if Natalya Lynn at SummerSlam? Just saying. Anyway, and everybody that was on that drop box pretty much are selling the most t-shirts and merchandise and stuff. Roman's one of them. Bliss is one of them. And I think that is a part of some of the reasoning why you see certain people so much is because of how they sell. Natalya versus Naomi would slap. That'd be kind of cool. I think that's how they determine how storylines go and who gets what and all that kind of stuff. By who the fans actually, you know, want to see and who the fans actually support. You know? Yep, those are your top sellers. But that can be debunked too, because Finn doesn't get the look that he deserves, you know. But Seth Roman and Alexa, they do. Stop listening. Had to clean my glasses. So starting off Raw was okay. When you constantly on TV every damn week, is people going to like you? That ain't necessarily true. John Cena was on TV every week. And John Cena was half liked and half loved. But like I said, not everybody that's in that top percentile who sell the most merchandise are getting the royal carpet treatment. Finn is one of those guys who is not getting that treatment. Since he came to the WWE, he's been one of the top, at least top 5, if not, I'd say if you're going to spread it out, top 10 merch sellers in the WWE. And he still doesn't get, you know, the shine that he deserves. What are your thoughts on the video I sent you from WrestleMania about people starting to turn on Seth? It's very simple. There's only so much you can give people, and as fickle as wrestling fans are, because we just are. We are fickle. After a while, I guess you could say, give a person 2 or 3 months. If they're no longer doing interesting things, people get bored easily. And some of their stuff made sense. Some of the stuff just was dumb. It was reaching. But I understood where a lot of it came from. The simplest explanation is, in order to keep that kind of stuff from happening, WWE has to structure their rivalries with some substance. And unfortunately for Seth, being Universal Champion, he was forced to go up against Baron Corbin and didn't get anything in return other than being able to team with his girlfriend at Extreme Rules. And that's pretty much it. I don't know. I feel like that could have been done much better. His entire title run could have been booked so much better. Like, do you think some Seth feeds into his own shit sometimes? Yeah. Yeah. 100%. I think Seth... Oh, Lord. Anyway, I think Seth has, like I say, a lot. Seth can't see past his own rose-colored glasses. He just can't see anything other than what he feels like he's going to be able to see. He doesn't see anything else. You would have to be blind to not notice the flaws in what's happening with WWE. It's not a situation of WWE can't put on decent shows or put on decent programs in terms of weekly shows or pay-per-views. It's a situation of how can everybody in the WWE eat without, you stepping on other people. And they just haven't been able to figure that shit out yet. And as many times as I've seen it, Seth Rollins is just trolling and just going along with the train because he's at the helm. He's not at the back. So he don't see nothing. He don't know nothing. He has no concept of what's happening outside of him. So I think that he really needs to take a step back and look at stuff first and maybe talk to other wrestlers, even talk to his own lady, because she had to get her own traction to get, work her way up to the top. And if she hadn't did that, WWE wouldn't have gave her no shine. And we all know this. But he can't see past his own face. But he kind of feeding into his own downfall with the whole Twitter situation and how he's talking. And so is there one locker room leader or not? Because I always thought it was just one, not multiple. I think it's multiple people consider to be locker room leaders. Roman is one of them. I guess you could say Seth is one of them because of his longevity in the company and his way, how he came up and how he's been able to structure his career in the company. AJ Styles would be a locker room leader. Most vets are locker room leaders. You have to think in concept of not necessarily a football team or basketball team, but you think of these vets are the guys that I look up to get my help. There's more than one locker room leader. It's not just one, it's more than one. But you would consider multiple people to be locker room leaders just simply because you can get different information from different people. From AJ Styles. AJ Styles has been in multiple wrestling programs, multiple wrestling publications, wrestled for just about every wrestling company, major wrestling company that has been out in the United States, in the world. So he has a lot more information than somebody like Roman or Seth would have. So you would consider AJ to be a locker room leader. But in Roman's case, Roman has, information from his own family's dealings with the company, his own family's dealings outside the company, the wrestling aspect, the acting aspect. He has multiple levels of information that you can go to. Plus, he genuinely has that type of personality where he's willing to help. So he would be a locker room leader too. As far as the women are concerned, Finn would be a locker room leader, yeah, because again, just like AJ Styles, he's been around the world. I wouldn't consider Titus to be a locker room leader. That's just me. That's just me. For the women, the most tenured women in the WWE right now would have been Alicia Fox, Natalya, and Tamina. They were in the WWE all at the same time, and they have the most tenure. So you would consider them to be locker room leaders. So they would be considered locker room leaders if you were going to do locker room leaders for the women. I would put Naomi in that category too, because Naomi has some tenure. She came in towards the end of the Divas era, but she still has some tenure, and she has some insight into the indies, and as well as being a part of the WWE for an extended period of time. So I would put Bayley in there. I wouldn't put Bayley in that category, but I would put Naomi in that category. Okay. I'm just going to eat my oatmeal cream pie. Because some of y'all in this chat are tripping. You know what she leading? How to keep your ass at home and not have a job. That's what she leading. Well, yeah. Tomorrow, a few things are going to happen. I can't see Kenny's comment. Oh, there you go. I don't want to see trust. Let me see if I can find my... I don't want to see Charlotte again. Her break was too fucking quick. Okay. What are the Iconics locker room leaders in like 5 years? They ain't gonna be there in 5 years. Just saying. Raw was decent. They'll have a segment tomorrow. Okay, so tomorrow on SmackDown Live, they're supposed to have the King's Court return with Trish on there. Y'all know it's probably going to be some interference with Charlotte and Bayley and Ember. Finn versus Dolph is supposed to happen, provided that Finn gets over his stomach flu, because he has a stomach flu. And New Day is supposed to go up against Drew McIntyre and Elias tomorrow. Of course, it's going to be some Kevin Owens. I'm sure it's going to be some Kevin Owens stuff tomorrow. And I'm sure it's going to be some... I didn't get to see the segment with Roman Reigns and Samoa Joe. Did that even happen on the show? Because I didn't get to see that. You right, Josh. Fire and Desire versus the Iconics. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. They aren't getting a... They're getting a match tomorrow, but I don't think it's a championship match. Oh. Okay. So he attacked Roman backstage, so the summit didn't happen. That explains why that tag match was 20 minutes. Almost 25. And then Brock beat up Seth for like at least 10 minutes. Who needs to learn the rules, buddy wrestling? I'm confused. I'm with Keelan on this one, Josh. It's funny how you mad about Charlotte being on top, but you have no qualms with Alexa Bliss constantly getting title matches, constantly being in the spotlight, constantly being in the limelight. You have no issues with that, but you have an issue with Charlotte. How come what's good for the goose ain't good for the gander? I'm confused. What's the difference? The only difference between Charlotte and Alexa is that Charlotte can actually wrestle, and Bliss got some work to do. Let's put it that way. I just want to know what the difference is in the booking, because they book Charlotte just as strong as they book Bliss, and you got no issues with that, but you mad about Charlotte. Just saying. Well, you can't have it both ways. You can't stand one and then hate the other just because you like one over the other. You have got to be realistic and fair. There's no difference. You can't complain about Charlotte's booking and then praise Bliss's booking. Like that's not right. Like that's real fucked up. They both book the same way. So what's the difference between the two besides the fact that of your personal feelings? What's the difference between the two? If you don't care about one's booking, you shouldn't care about the other. You don't have to watch Charlotte on SmackDown. You don't even have to watch SmackDown. She's not even on the same show as Bliss. I could see if she was on the same show as her, then I could be like, okay, I get it. But they on two different shows. Just saying. If Naomi and Ember were ever to be on the same brand, would you rather see them as rivals or a tag team? What I find to be interesting is that Naomi is always tagged up with somebody. She never really is pitted against other people. I'd rather see them as a rival than to have them tag. I want to see what Naomi can do, or I know what she's capable of. I want to see what she can do when she's really got a machine behind her, and what can really be done. I think Naomi can outshine a lot of people. That's what I think. You hate her when she's a face, but you don't like her as a heel. She's a heel now. So what's tea, sis? She's a heel now. So why you don't like her now? Bottom line, You can't have it both ways. Both of these women are booked exactly the same. Only difference is Charlotte don't have no talk show. You can't have it that same way. You can't have it both ways. It doesn't matter how good you are. Are you sellable? Are you marketable? See, this is the thing with Kofi. And this is why a lot of people are saying that they're right in how they feel about Kofi and his persona as a WWE champion that they don't like. Here's the thing. Right now, Kofi and Seth both have the two lowest selling abilities for live and house shows in the history of champions. They have the lowest draw in the history of champions. Okay? So, have you ever watched ROW? No. I agree, Kenny. I think that's cool. Mark my words, when AEW gets on TV, they'll start putting Naomi on TV more. You probably right. You probably right. Just to combat it. No, I don't want to see it. No, because it's like putting... No, I feel like... No. Josh, I don't think you understand what people are saying, but I'm gonna say what I need to say to you and get back to my point. I'm gonna get to that in a minute, Kenny. I'll explain. What I'm trying to say is, I'm not trying to tell you you can't like who you like. You can like whoever you want to like. It's totally up to you. It's your discretion. But my point is, you can't hate one when the other that you like is doing the exact same thing, and you have no valid reason for hating Charlotte other than you didn't like the fact that she turned face and now she's a heel and you don't like that either. So it's like you nitpicking reasons not to like Charlotte, which I don't care if you like her or not, but at the very bare minimum, you could put Charlotte, and if you're gonna like Alexa like that, you could put them on the same level in your mind. That way you could stop trash talking Charlotte, because I could understand it better if Charlotte was in title contingency and she was being pushed that way, but she's not. She's getting a totally separate match. She's not on the docket to be the next contender for that belt, which I'm pretty sure she might be at the next pay-per-view or whatever. But it just seems like you're trying to find a reason to not like Charlotte. The reality of the situation is both of these women, Bliss and Charlotte, are both being pushed the exact same way. There's no reason for you to hate Charlotte but adore and love Bliss when both of them are heels. Both of them have the same push. Both of them have the same outcome nearly every time, and it hasn't changed. Now, on to Kofi. Nicole is right, but I'm going to explain it. Kofi and Seth both have had a really terrible title run in terms of their selling power for the live and house shows, okay? So you have to ask yourself, I would challenge that too, because most of the house shows Brock Lesnar doesn't work, and Brock Lesnar has been champion for I don't know, maybe 2 years, going on 3 years now. Off and on, he's been champion. So it's very interesting to me how Kofi and Seth have very low drawing capability for live and house shows, and fucking Brock Lesnar don't show up at house shows at all. I mean, if he do, it's a shot. You know what I'm saying? Like, if he do, it's a shock. You know? But Dolph Ziggler versus Shawn Michaels, and the guest referee is The Miz. I'm sure they probably gonna make it. I don't think they're gonna make that. Simple because I don't think Shawn Michaels wants to wrestle anymore. Shawn will take bumps, but he don't wanna wrestle. If you were to put Sasha in the tag team besides Bayley, who would it be? If I was to put her with a tag team with someone, I always say this, but I'd tag her up with Naomi. I think her and Naomi would learn how to play well off each other. Ember would be another good tag partner for her. If I had it my way and I really wanted to do something crazy, I would put her with Charlotte. See, I think the women need to be booked like the men used to be booked back in the day. Back in the day, there were tag teams, but you would put The Rock and Mankind together to make a tag team. You would put Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns together to make a tag team. Or you would put The Miz with Braun Strowman to make a tag team. Similar to what they did with Shane and The Miz to make a tag team. Like, that shit would work. That shit would not. Like, you just have to book the women the same way you would book the men. And you would see that a lot of things would change. That's how I would book Sasha if I had the opportunity. Do you feel that Randy Orton deserves a championship opportunity? Yeah. Randy's a former champion. And of all the people on the roster, he's the only person that Kofi hasn't beaten. And he's the only one that Kofi has past history with that actually could play out into a decent rivalry between these two men. So I would rather you have Kofi go up against Randy than anybody else on the roster. What match are you most looking forward to at SummerSlam? I'm looking forward to Kofi's match with Randy. I really want to see how Ember and Bayley play off of each other. I'm only looking forward to the women's tag titles to watch the Iconics lose those belts. And I'm looking forward to the Raw match with Natalya because I want to see if Natalya really digs in deep and goes full on with Becky and really makes that match worthy of something. Like, I want to see this. I want to see them go all out. They are building this up really nicely, which I can appreciate. They making it still about Ronda, which would be hella funny is if Ronda cost that bitch her match and her belt. Girl, that would be the shit. So I would live for that. But I'm not looking forward to any other match on the docket. Matter of fact, let me look and make sure. Because I had the SmackDown matches written down. The Summer Slam matches written down. I'm not looking forward to Lesnar and Rollins. We've seen that before. I am looking forward to Owens and Lynch. Owens and McMahon, because if Owens loses, he loses his job. And I know for a fact that he ain't going to lose his job. So I know that Owens is going to win, and I can't wait. I'm not looking forward to Balor and Wyatt too much. But, you know. The rumor is that Nakamura is supposed to go up against Ali again at WrestleMania, at SummerSlam. And I think I would love to see that because I'm going to pay my $9.99 to cut the network back on just because you said that, Tim. If Ronda show up, I'm going to be in tears. Right? Like, that would be a good way to knock the belt off of Becky and for Ronda to get some get back for WrestleMania. And for get back for her attacking Natalya and treating Natalya the way she been treating Natalya over her. Because let's be honest and let's be real, bitch. If Ronda Rousey came in and the WWE asked you to train her, your ass would have done it too. So shut the fuck up. Like, you just really pissy and mad for no reason. Like, girl, you beat the woman in a triple threat match You took her title from her. Bitch, what else do you want? What is you doing? Tying up loose ends like the mob? What the fuck is wrong with you? Crazy ass heifer. Oh my God. Okay, and then I think the Raw tag teams are going to be contested at SummerSlam too, but I think that might end up on the pre-show. And the SmackDown Live tag team titles are going to be contested, and that might also end up on the pre-show. Let me go back to that question because I took it down. Did I want to see Brock? Did I see what Brock did to Seth? Yeah, wasn't nothing new. He's done that before. Listen, I'm not about to sit up here and act like Brock Lesnar is this dominant champion and I'm so shocked that he did. Bitch, I don't care. I don't give a fuck about Brock Lesnar. I don't care what he do because he come and go whenever he feel like it. And he like an old refrigerator. He can't keep nothing. He can't do nothing. I don't have time. Like, just close the door and get your ass up out of here. Like, girl. Yes, Lauren, I heard about Jimmy Uso's arrest. 24/7 title is lame. You don't like it? Well, it's lame now. I don't think she's going to attack Natty, though. Any surprises you're expecting in WWE for the next several weeks? Not really surprises. They've yet to surprise me. They've done some things that's crazy. But surprising, the only thing that surprised me today was the fact that they let Maria be a champion while she's pregnant. And I just find that to be so stupid. And it really takes the fun out of the 24/7 championship. They just took all of the win and sales out of that belt. There's no reason for it to exist no more. If you was WWE, would you let Natalya win the title? Yeah, I would, because I'm not. Me personally, I think having Becky as champion is stifling the division. I think now up to SummerSlam it should be fine. Like, I have a feeling they're gonna take that belt off of Kofi. If they do, I would not be mad because I feel like Kofi had quite the ride from WrestleMania all the way to SummerSlam. That is a very long time to hold on to a title, and Kofi damn sure deserved that belt, okay? So I am not mad that Kofi will possibly lose the championship at SummerSlam. But I would rather, same thing goes for Becky. I feel like Becky has been champion long enough. I'm tired of her and her attitude. It's beginning to become a nuisance, and I don't want to see it anymore. Am I fickle? I can be considered fickle and say, yeah, I don't want to see Becky as champion. But for me, I don't think I'm being fickle in that way, because I feel like Becky has had quite the tenure as champion. She was a dual champion all the way up until Money in the Bank. Lost it because of Lacey. She's been Raw Women's Champion this whole time, and it stayed that way. So I'm not opposed to the idea of Becky, continuing on and being champion, possibly being champion all the way up to WrestleMania, because it's quite possible that they could do that. But for me, personally, I'd rather she just not be, and then they figure out ways to incorporate how you're gonna. Then I want to understand how you're going to incorporate the man in the storyline to keep her relevant without the title being around her waist. How are you going to do that? Because she's no Stone Cold. You can call her the female Stone Cold, but she's no Stone Cold. Period. That's just how I feel. I think there's time to see a new Paul Heyman guy. What are your thoughts on that? I don't know who a new Paul Heyman guy would be. That's interesting, though. Quite frankly, having Heyman with a new person just will not work. With him being the director and everything like that, unless they give him a role on TV. I don't know. I think Joe could be a Heyman guy, but we all know with Lesnar being in the picture, it just don't work. It didn't work. The way they set up the storyline with Lesnar, I don't think Alistair needs a manager. Alistair doesn't need a manager, so I wouldn't put Alistair with Heyman at all. I don't think Joe need a manager, but I can understand why you would put Joe in that category. Buddy Murphy would work as a Heyman guy. I ain't have no issues with that. Raw wasn't too bad, I guess. Hi, Tirza, but I guess I'm tired of seeing Becky. Hold on, y'all. Yes, we can see that. She's like, I'm back. When are the tag titles going to get some time? When are other women going to get some time? Haven't been on social media lately, so I decay the answer to this. But is Maria Kanellis actually pregnant? From what I hear, they say she really is pregnant. Her stomach seems to be protruding, so she seems to be honestly pregnant. So good for her, I guess. Really? Do you think the Usos will ever split up and go on their own ventures? No. She said Lesnar can eat a dick and shit out the motherfucking balls. That is nasty. Yep. She said, and that's on the period. Okay. Okay. I'm just gonna let you have that. Let you have your moment. Say the Iconics split up. Who do you think will shine and who will be in catering? Billy would shine. Billy would be in catering. Peyton would shine. We all know who would do it. Jerry Sleep. That blockheaded nigga you just saw in my video is my brother.
Alright. I'm her brother.
That's my brother.
I'm not Jared.
No. And they don't look alike. I think Tears know that. She just said hi to Gerard. He sleep. Hey, Jay. Yeah, he out. He out like a light out. She said, don't say such gross things. It's true. She said, hi, brother Tiffany. Wow.
My name is Chris.
Yes, he has a name. He has a name. Tell Grandma Tiff I said hi as well. Wow. Okay. I don't know what that means.
What to do about the computer?
Dude, I don't know. I don't know shit. You gonna be back here? I have to give it to you then. Usos versus G.O.D. versus Briscoe Brothers. Who is G.O.D.? I don't be knowing half the people y'all be talking about. They say, hey, who the hell is G.O.D.? They some indie workers. Y'all be getting on my damn nerves. Be wanting to bush in you. Oh, Grandma Tiff's mama. How you gonna give my mother my name? She said, I've been out that long, I can't tell your brother from your husband.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
This is my brother.
Hi.
That's my brother. That's not Hubs. Hubs is over here. He's asleep. Okay? That's Sewell. That's Broseph. That's two different people. Definitely not my brother.
The Gorillas of Destiny.
Oh! That's Tama and Tonga. Oh, I know who they are. Girl. Told you, I don't be knowing half these indie people. I'll watch this. I've never seen G.O.D. Oh, cool. She got the palette. Awesome. This is a non-wrestling question, but what is your goals in life, child? We be here all night.
Goal, but no one is trying to
Cause we're an asshole. I'll answer that in a minute. Because I can't answer that right now. I only got like 8 minutes left before I have to go out and come back in. What I missed on Raw, I haven't watched the show. Was it good tonight? Yes and no. I think the gauntlet match was good. The tag match was a little long, but it wasn't bad. And I think that, good night, Tirza. And I think that, what's the other one?
The Brock Lesnar shit was heinous.
Well, I think you should watch the end because the Brock Lesnar stuff happened. And a lot of people was shocked over it. And I wasn't. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. But, what else? Oh, you definitely should see what happened with Becky and Natalya. I think that was cool. I thought that was real cool. Let me see. You know your Dell crazy ass is back causing hell. Ain't got nothing to do with me. He ain't causing me no hell. I don't know who he messing with, but just block him. That's what I did. He'll stop. I can't wait for Charlotte versus Trish, to be honest. A lot of people are happy about that. Did Becky bring up Ronda? Sort of. You know, she pretty much was alluding to Ronda because of her. She claimed that Natalya committed a wrong against her. So, do you think AEW would be better than SmackDown and Raw, or do you think AEW would be overrated? I honestly think AEW is overrated now. Not in terms of the quality of the matches they put on, but I think that it's overrated because they are putting too much stock in AEW before they're putting the cart before the horse. AEW still has to put on the production that looks like what people are going to expect. Now, people are overlooking a lot of things because WWE has not been up to par. So they're giving AEW a pass because of the way they've put on matches. You know, and because of the structure of their TV, you know, of their pay-per-views. But if they don't get their women's division straightened out, if they don't get their production straightened out, if they don't get their commentary together, if the ratings don't stay constant, I mean, I want people to assess AEW the same way they assess WWE because of how AEW structured themselves and went on the attack with WWE. It wasn't like WWE was attacking them. They came at them headstrong. Now, I'll admit, Triple H said some things at the Hall of Fame, but this was after AEW started with the whole promotional pack. Their promotional packages were direct attacks at WWE. Okay? So, all I want, and I'm not saying I don't want AEW to be successful. I want them to be successful, but I want them to be successful on their own 2 feet. I don't want them to sit up and to attack WWE and take down WWE to get to where they are and to build themselves up and stack themselves up, because this has happened before. WCW did it, ECW did it, TNA has done it many times, and each one of those companies have failed or they are on their way out of here. Just saying. AEW just got Chris Van Velt to be a backstage interviewer. Not interesting news, but it's something. I'm not surprised about Chris. Where do you think CM Punk is going? AEW or WWE, or is he going to stay in UFC? As far as I can recall, I thought CM Punk had been retired from UFC, and anything else in regards to WWE or AEW, I don't care where CM Punk goes. I ain't never liked CM Punk. Never been a fan of CM Punk's. So if I've been a fan of his in terms of his character, but I think his attitude is shitty. It's just shitty. It's shitty. He has a shitty attitude. He just ain't. He likes to troll too much. So I'm good. I'm good. Alright, I'm going to go out and come back in, and then we can finish this conversation.